Today we are starting with the topic of non-primitive data types. Okay, so this is also a data type, but the main key difference between primitive and non-primitive data types is here in non-primitive data types, you can store collection of data or complex structures. So when I tell collection of data or complex structures, I have an employee. Okay, related to the employee, I need to know his name, his date of birth, his age, employee ID, salary, everything, right? So all these things, if I want to store it, okay, in those cases, I can use something called non-primitive data types. Okay, but when it comes to primitive data type, you will be able to store it like only employee name or only employee salary or only employee ID, right? So in non-primitive, you'll be able to store all those in one single go by using any of the things like either object, either arrays or functions. Okay. So in non-primitive data types, there are three non there are three data types. One is object, one is array, one is function. Okay. So let's discuss about the first one, which is called object. Okay. So in an object, the data will be stored in the form of key and value. Okay. So what is this key and value? So key you can consider it as like a column and value it is like in which you want to store it. Like what is the data that is being stored in the key. Okay. So when you take the example of employee itself, in that employee ID 100. Okay. Employee ID is the key, 100 is the value. In the same way, employee name. Name is equal to money. Let's assume. So employee name is the key. Value is nothing but money. Okay. So like this, you will be able to store a complex data in an object. Okay. In the form of key and value pair. So let's see one quick example. Okay. So here, uh, I'll write something like non-primitive data types. So what I said, where emp. Okay. So here, when you are creating an object, you have to create something in flower braces, like this curly braces. Okay. Here, what I was telling, you have to store it in the form of key value pair. Okay. Now, I want to store something employee ID, emp ID. I'll tell like 100. Similarly, I want to store name. So I'll tell like ANI. And this similarly, date of joining. Let's assume DOJ. I'll tell like 14/05 some 2026. Let's assume. Okay. So here, if you see this one, how many values that I stored in employee? I stored employee ID, I stored name, I stored date of joining. So is this a singular data? This is not a singular data, right? It's not just employee ID or name. I have stored multiple values or complex values. So that's why I tell this is a non-primitive data type and it holds multiple data values. Okay. Here, all the non-primitive data types Those are stored in heap memory. Correct? Here, this particular data, whatever I have highlighted, like employee ID, name, DOJ, everything, all these will be stored in heap memory. Okay. When it comes to the EMP, this will be stored in stack memory, and EMP will have what? This will have a reference to this data. Okay. So it will store a reference value which will point to this heap memory data. Okay. So EMP will be stored in stack memory, which will have a reference to, hey, I have a data, okay, which is in heap memory, and the reference of that data will be stored in EMP, and all this data will be stored in heap memory. Okay, so this is how it comes with an object while storing or writing the data or creating an object. Okay, so this is about object, and next comes the array. So what is an array? Similar to the other programming languages, this is also same. Okay, if I want to store same value multiple times, like not the same value, same kind of data. Okay, so let's assume I have an organization or a company that holds almost some 1,000 employees, and I want to store all those 1,000 employee IDs. Okay, so all the employee IDs are same data type, all those are numeric itself. Okay, I want to store all those 1,000 employees employee ID. So in those cases, I can use something called array. So here in this example, I have given something called colors. Okay, so color. So I want to store all the colors. In those case, I can use something called array, which is of same data type. So even here also, I can give something called color. So arrays we will declare in this braces, this rectangular braces. So I'll tell red, white, yellow, like this. Okay. So in this way, I will be storing my array. Okay. So here, what is the difference between object and array here? Whatever you see, anyone?
So object allows multiple data types. Array allows only single data type.
Perfect. 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 Okay. So this is about the array. When it comes to memory also, it's the same thing again. So all this data will be stored in heap memory like this red, white, yellow, and color will have reference to this data that is present in the heap memory, and color will be present in stack memory. Okay, any doubts so far?
So yeah, one thing.
Yep, yep.
So employee contents only relates to one employee details, like employee ID 100. Okay. So can
Mhm.
we add more than one employee details in the EMP?
Yeah. So when I come to the concept of functions, right, there is one separate topic for functions. In that, we'll create this complex data structure. So how we'll do is, I will tell it like object of arrays.
Okay.
Okay, or I can create something like this. Okay, let me come to that. I'll show that example. One
Yeah, yeah,
second.
yeah.
So, how is it like? I will tell array of objects. Okay, I have
Yeah.
an array. Okay, but in that, object is my data type. Okay, one object will hold one employee detail. Okay, like this. In the same way, I will tell one more employee like this.
Okay.
Okay,
Array within the array.
yes. So, how I am telling here, array should contain same data type, correct? So, employees is holding same data type of objects. It is holding one array with multiple objects. Each object will have the details of one employee, one each employee. It is 100, 101, 102, like this. Okay, but yeah, when we come to the concept of functions, I'll tell you more. Yeah, but now just for an idea, you can consider like this. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, out of curiosity, so there is a concept of maps in object oriented. So can we consider maps as these objects?
No, not maps. We have some other things here also. Yeah, we'll come to
Okay.
that. We'll
Okay.
come to that. No
Yeah,
issues.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So this is about the arrays. Okay. Next comes something called function. What is function? Okay. So generally, even in other programming languages also, we have something called function, right? It is also same thing. Okay. Now we can consider functions are also an object in JavaScript. How is it? Why we are telling this is also an object? So here, when you tell this object, here this is holding some data. What data it is holding? Employee. Okay. Here functions also we are telling these are also objects. But how? How a function will hold the data? Okay. How does a function hold the data? Here, generally in the functions, we just write some operations or we just print something, right? So even let's assume I want to do some addition. Okay. Let's write one simple example here. Okay. I think I have written something here. Okay. So just consider a simple example of addition here. So what I have done is I have written something called function and the function name is add. Okay. And add or else let's remove this one first. I'll remove all these things. Okay. So for a function, the syntax is firstly you have to declare something as function here and what is the function name like add I put and for this add I am passing two values something called a comma b. Okay, and I want to perform some addition here. So for this I'll write something called where result equal to or else for now for easy understanding I'll remove this one also. Okay, I have declared two values a equal to 10 where b equal to 20. Okay, now I want to perform some addition a plus b. Okay, so this is also a function. Okay, so in this function what I am doing now, when I execute this function, what happens? It will just execute all these statements and give me the result. Okay, I will tell like console dot log result. Okay, let me just save this one. Yeah. Okay, so in this function I am performing one addition and printing that value over here. Okay. Now, if I want to call this function, what I'll do, I'll just write add like this. Okay. So now with this statement, it will call this add function here. Okay. Now this function is holding the values of this A, B result. Okay. Let's try to execute this one. Node function. See, it has printed a value something called 30. Okay. So till now it executed something fine. But what I want is from this function, I want to return some data. Okay. What is the data? I am getting a result which is called 30. Okay. Once I get this result as 30, I am doing some if condition. Okay. If my value is greater than 25, I want to print some statement. If my value is less than 25, I want to print a different statement. So that's my simple thing. Okay. So for that, so till now this function is holding this data, but I am returning some more value from this function which I will use it later. Okay. So for returning any value, okay, for returning anything from a function, we have to specify some keyword called return. See, anyhow, this returns functions and everything, we have a separate class itself. But for now, you just remember. Okay. I'll use something called return and mention which one I want to return. I want to return this particular variable, which is result. So select this result and colon. That's all. So what happens is when I call this particular function of add, it will return me a value of result. So this result, I want to store it in a different variable. So I will tell like where returned value. So I want to store this return value. So how I am getting this return value when I call this add function, right? So I'll just put add here. That's all. Okay. So what will happen? I am telling I am declaring a variable which is return value and I want to store a numeric value in this and that value should come from this add function. Okay. From this add function, whatever the value that I'm getting, I want to assign it to this return value. So here it is returning result and I'm storing it in return value. So this is also an object which is returning me some value like this. So this can be an numeric value, string value, or an object, array, anything. Okay. So this can be of any type or any value. So that's why we are telling this is also an non-primitive data type. Okay. So if I print the value here, okay, console.log return value. Here first it will execute this method which is add and it will return the 30 and it will assign it to return value and it will print it. See, so 30 got printed. Okay. So just simply I can tell if return value greater than 25. So dot log this case got passed. Just simple. As it is returning 30, I'll just put only one if condition. If I just click here, yes, it printed test case got passed. Okay. So this return value is holding the return value of this particular function. Okay. So this is how you write your simple function And this is how your function will return some data or a value, and the same value can be assigned it to a different variable. Okay, so these are all the non-primitive data types that we actually have. Okay, so these are the three different non-primitive data types. Okay, any doubts so far? Operators. So what are operators? So what are these operators? So these are kind of some special symbols that we use to perform some operations or data manipulations on a particular value and variables. So what are these? Okay. So now I'll tell you one thing. I want to compare two values. Okay. So if you see in before, we have used something called equal to like this, right? Okay. So when I use equal to, what it will do? It will compare two values. Or let's assume I want to perform something like addition. Okay. In this example of here, this return a plus b. Here, what I have done? I have done a plus b. So what is this plus icon here? This is a special character that I am using for performing some kind of operation on these values. What are the values here? A and B. On A and B, I am performing some operation by using something called plus. So what is happening with by using this plus? It is performing an addition. In the similar way, there are so many special characters that are present, and each special character will be used for one different kind of functionality. So let's assume if I want to perform something called subtraction. Okay. So subtraction, how I can do? I can use something called minus. If I want to do division, I can do something called slash. So by using these special characters, I will be able to perform some operations on these variables. Okay. So these are all kind of operators we call. Okay. Operators are special symbols used to perform operations on values and variables. So like this, we have many number of operators. One is arithmetic, assignment, comparison, logical, increment, decrement, ternary, type. Okay. So let's discuss all this one by one. Okay. The first one is the arithmetic operator. So arithmetic operator is mainly used for all the type of calculations. Any type of calculations can be performed using arithmetic operators. Okay. So mainly when you talk about this arithmetic operations like this calculations and everything, mostly will perform addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, modulus. All right. All these are the arithmetic operations. So for each and every operation, we have a different symbol. So plus is used for addition, minus is used for subtraction, into like the star asterisk we use for multiplication, slash is for division, and percentage is for modulus. Okay. So can we check all these things once? Okay. So for this, I'm creating a new class, something called operators dot js. Okay. So first I'll take some value where a equal to 10, where b equal to 20. Okay. First one we'll do is addition. Okay. Where c equal to, for addition, what is the special character that we need to use? So here I'll perform addition. So I'll just put simply console.log. addition. So I'll just print the value of C. Okay. Similar way, I'll print something called D equal to. So if I want to perform subtraction, what is the special character? A minus B. Right. Okay. I'll tell subtraction. So here I'll put D. Okay. In a similar way, I want to do multiplication. A into B. Multiplication. Okay. F equal to division. What is it for division?
Slash.
Slash B. G equal to for modulus
Percent.
percent, right? Percent B. Right. G. Right. So this is how I write all my operators. So these are all the arithmetic operators that we use in our day-to-day programming. Okay. So if I want to just run this one, I can use node space. We have created a new file, right? So operators, enter. Okay. So here, if you see, it printed the value for addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus. Okay, what is this? Subtraction 30, 20 plus multiplication. Nice. So if I do this, I'll get this 200 and division and modulus. So this is how you write your all your arithmetic operators. Okay. So let's start. I'll tell something. Console.log operators. But guys, please remember these are actually very important for our day-to-day activities. Okay, all these operators are important. Okay, so just concentrate a bit more on this. Okay, and next comes the assignment operators. So what are these assignment operators? Okay, so I am doing something like this where d equal to a minus b. So what I am doing here, I am assigning a value of t with the result of a minus b. Or just take this simple example where a equal to 10. So here what I am doing, I am assigning a value of 10 to a, correct? So a is holding the value of 10. So what I'm doing here, I am assigning something. So this is also one of the assignment operator. Okay, in the similar way, there are multiple things here. Okay, first equal to starts talks about assigning a particular value, but when you talk about this plus equal to, minus equal to, into equal to, slash equal to, or percent equal to. Okay, so what are these? Okay, let's show me a quick example here. Okay, so let's assume I have where h equal to 20. Okay, now I have this value. Okay, now my requirement is I have to increment this h with 10. In the sense, I want to do something like h equal to 20 plus 10. I want to do this. Okay, I want to do this. So for performing this, I already have h which is with 20. Okay, but instead of writing 20 it again here, I can do something called h plus equal to 10. Okay, so what it will do is h plus equal to 10 will be converted something like h equal to h plus 10. This when you will use is whenever you have a requirement, something like all the time my variable should increment something with 10 or 20 to some static value. Like I should add some other value to my particular variable. Like I have 20, I want to add some 10. Or if I want to add some only one. Or if I want to add something like 20, 100, anything. By just like h equal to h plus 10. If I want to use something like this, then I can use h plus equal to 10. Hope you guys got it. Any confusion here? Nice, nice. So let's print it here. Okay. What I'll do is I'll put same h equal to, I'll put something like this one. H value. H, if I go here, see. So h value became 30. So what it has done? 20 plus 10. Okay. So it is nothing but h equal to h plus 10. Okay. In the similar way, if I want to decrease the value, okay, so then I can use something called minus equal to, or if I want to do multiplication like h equal to h into 10, then I can use into equal to, or division or modulus, same way. Okay, so let's take some simple examples here. Okay, I want to do subtraction here, h minus, I want to decrease it by 5. Okay, h equal to h minus 5. So in this way I'll use something called console.log subtracted value h. In a similar way, I want to use multiplication h into equal to 5. Let's say multiplied value h 5 h percentage equal to 5 modulus value. Okay, so like this I can perform some assignment operators here. So here h equal to h minus 5, h equal to h into 5, h equal to h by 5, h equal to h modulus 5. So like this, I can assign values by using some operators. Okay, just see. So this is how you get it. Okay, subtracted value is 25, multiplied 125 divided 25 modulus 0. Okay, so this is about the assignment operators. So in arithmetic, what we are doing is we are performing some operation like addition or subtraction or multiplication. But when it comes to the assignment, we are performing the operation, but we are assigning the value. So that's the core difference. Here also we are doing like equal to something or plus equal to minus equal to into equal to. Okay. So here we are performing the operation and also assigning a value. So that's the difference between both. Okay. And next comes the comparison. So what is comparison? In general terms, what is comparison?
Compare between two objects or something.
Yeah. So that can be comparison between two objects, two values, anything, anything, right? So in general, we compare something like equal to this one. Okay. Playwright equal to playwright, whether both are same or not. Or I want to test a condition, both should not be equal. That is also a comparison. Or I will tell like my number like a should be greater than 20. That is also a comparison. A less than 20. That's also comparison. A greater than or equal to 20. A less than or equal to 20. All these are comparison operators. Okay. So comparison operator mainly talks about whenever you want to compare two values or multiple values, you can use this comparison operator. So there are multiple comparison operators that are present. So the first one is equal to equal to. So what is this equal to equal to? This will verify whether both the values are. So what is this equal to equal to? So till now, uh, I think we have used in one example of this equal to equal to. Okay. So on that note, I think almost everyone has reached to that point of comparing the values. Correct. Okay. So there is one more thing called triple equal to. So this is double equal to, this is triple equal to. Okay. So what is the core difference between this double equal to and triple equal to is in double equal to, it will just check the value. Okay. It will not check on the type of the data, which is like it will not compare the data type, but it will just compare the value. So I have a variable with 10 and that type is numeric. Okay. I have one more variable with type with value as 10 that is string. Okay. So when I use double equal to, it will get passed as this will not compare the data type. But when you use triple equal to, it will get failed as it will compare the data type and value. Okay. Let me show one quick example here. Okay. Now let's assume I have something called, I'll write straight away in this if itself. Okay. If I wrote 10. So this 10 is which data type here?
Integer.
Yeah. So in JavaScript, what we call this integer?
New number.
Yeah. Okay. So this is number. Okay. Now here I am putting something like same 10 here. So what is this data type here?
Comparison.
No, no, this one,
The string.
correct?
Yeah.
So
Same.
here two are two different data types. 10 is a numeric and this is a
String.
string. Okay. Now when I use this equal to operator, what it happens is it will just compare the values that are present in this both. So value is same, like 10 is the value. Okay. If it is equal to, I am telling it to print values are same. Else, I want to print it like values are not equal. Okay. So this is the one. Okay. If I just print it, as per your thoughts, which one should print?
It will
29 or
be
31?
29.
Nice. So 29 is printed. Values are same. Okay. Now we have the other operator, right? Triple equal to. If I put triple equal to, what it will do is it will compare the values and also it will check the type of the data also. Here it is an integer, like which is the numeric, and the other is single quotes, which is a string. So here it is two different data types. Okay. Now it should print the value of 31 as the types are not matching. Okay. If I just run it, it will print line number 31. See, values are not equal. So this is a definite interview question. Okay. So they will definitely ask what is this double equal to and triple equal to. Double equal to will just compare the value. Triple equal to will compare the value and also the type. Okay. So if I remove this single quotes here and use triple equal to, it will print line number 29. See, values are same. Okay. So this is how you can use your double equal to and triple equal to operators. Okay. Any doubts in this?
mm,
Nice. Okay. So that is about double equal to and triple equal to. Next we have something called not equal to and not equal to with type. Okay. So here what is not equal to? I am validating something. Okay. And I am telling like I should get a result. So let's assume the same example of this. Uh, let me add where I equal to 10. Okay. RE equal to I into 5. Okay. So here what it will be the output? 10 into 5, which is like 50. Okay. Or else we will use the operator that we already know. What will use? I equal to. So let me remove all these things. So here, what will be the output after line number 29? My I value should not be equal to 50. If I tell this, okay, I'm telling like, I'm not telling equal to. When I add something like exclamatory mark like this, it will tell you like, it is something like not. Okay, this will denote not. But if I want to verify equal to what I'll tell? Equal to equal to. Okay. But if I want to tell not equal to, I have to remove the first equal to and just mention not exclamatory mark. So this defines this is not equal to 50. But as per here, it is equal to 50. Okay. So let's print console.log. That's same. Sorry, I do not remove it. Same. Okay. Oh, sorry. I have to write opposite way. Okay. I am telling if I value not is equal to 50, then I'm telling, yeah, this values are not same. Else values are same. Okay. Now if I run this one, what will happen? Which one will print? 31 or 33?
33.
33. Yeah, correct. So as it is equal to 50, it is print 50. Like line number 33. If I put something like 49, okay, now it will print
35.
31. Correct. See, line number 31. Values are not same. Okay. So in the similar way, what is this not equal to equal to? So this is how we have the triple equal to. Similar way, this will also check not equal to with type. Okay. So it will check it should not be equal to and also it should not be of same type. So here if I put something in single quotes here. Now here I is a number, but here we are mentioning string. Okay. So now it is not equal to and the types are also not matching. So it should print line number 33. So not same. Values are not same. Yeah, as both are different, this has like the type is also not same. So this came into this not same. So here what it does, it had compared the type and also the value. In the similar way of triple equal to, this will also do something called not equal to and also type. So see, I'll tell you one more thing. Whenever you write any test case, right, you have your expected result and actual result. The I value is your actual result and 50 is your expected result. You can consider it in that way. You're able to get it? So here I, what you're doing is you are performing some operation which is like 10 into 5. So that is your actual value, what you got it. But when you are doing something like comparison, you have to mention your expected result. I am expecting it should be 50. Like which, but here in this case, I am telling it should not be equal to 50. Okay. So now let's go to the other topic of greater than, less than, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to. So what are these? Similar to the comparison. So in the comparison doesn't come just like equal to, not equal to. It can be like greater than, less than, or greater than equal to, or less than equal to. Okay. So here, what we are doing is greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to. I let me give a simple example here where j equal to 10. Okay. I can tell if j value greater than 9. I want to print some statement like j greater than 9. Okay. Else j less than 9. Okay. So here what I'm doing, I'm doing a comparison of this greater than value, which is already 10 is greater than 9. Okay. Now which one will print? Line number 37 or 39? So it has to print 37, right? Yeah,
37. Right.
yeah, right. Okay. So if you just run this, j is greater than 9. In this similar way, if I put less than,
And line number 13.
yeah. So j is less than 9. Okay. So in the similar way, I want to do something like greater than or equal to. That can be either greater than or equal to. Okay. So I'll tell something like 10 itself. So I am telling j value can be either greater than or equal to 10. So in this way, which should print?
37.
Yeah, yeah. So the condition of equal to got passed here. Okay. So I'll tell gray value greater than 10. Okay. Or if I give something like 9, okay, then it should print me line number 39. Oh, sorry, I should tell 11. Sorry, other way. Okay. So here 10 is greater than or equal to 11.
No, no.
No, right? So it is not greater than or equal to. So that's why it has to print line number 39.
Mhm.
So j less than 10. Okay. So in this way, you can use something like this comparison operator of greater than or greater than equal to. In the similar way, we can use the same thing which is called less than, something like this. Less. Print messages, I'll just state it. Okay. Okay. So j value is less than 10. Okay. It has to be 11, but yeah, I'll just put it as 11. Okay. In this similar way, if I put equal to also, yes, it's the same. Okay. J value is less than or equal to 11. Okay. Suppose let's assume in line number 36, instead of 11, I have put it as 10. Now what will happen? Okay. So if I put as 9, now 10 less than or equal to 9. Here the condition will get failed and it will go to else block. If block will
39.
stop, yeah, and 39 will get printed. So j value greater than 11. Okay. So these are all the comparison operators that we have, like equal to, triple equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to. Okay. So with this, I want to close the session for today.